Hey Diego.
He said, "Hey, you fucking get the fuck." Topic two. We've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4E. Just
Yeah,
picked that up again
I
recently.
actually downloaded the final map pack for premium, like the final stand.
Yeah, this guy bought premium. He bought premium. How could
I
you?
know.
What?
I'm a fucking
What?
cheap man. Um
You should wake up, sheeple.
but I mean like I actually like I bought premium and I don't regret it. I loved playing all of those map
Well,
packs
you played
except
him.
I
To
just
be honest
didn't
with
I
you.
didn't actually download the very last one. By the time the last one came out, like it was just like there was so many other things going on. I just was like completely distracted and just fell out of playing Battlefield.
Yeah.
And then I just today got back on and just downloaded it for fun to see, just to see what the maps were like and stuff.
How
And it's
was it?
cool. It's nice. It's like they're all like snow maps, which is cool if you're into
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I downloaded the community operations thing. Anyways,
Yeah, no,
we've
those
been
are
getting
fun
back
too.
into it because we're killing time before Fallout and whatnot. And it got me thinking about military shooters.
It got
Because
me
we had a good
pondering.
got me pondering about military shooters because we had a good time, dude. We like a good military shooter. We always have fun with them, and
Yeah,
we out of the launch of our PS4 played the hell out of Battlefield. And I know you love military shooters. I like
yeah,
them. You love
I
them.
do. I do love
Um,
military shooters. Yeah.
so I want to talk about military shooters for a little bit.
Hmm.
And what do we think the way it's going? Because I mean, okay, with Black Ops 3 coming out on Friday,
Hmm.
you see that Black Ops is another one of those games. It's not really it's a military shooter, but it's very altered reality. You're like a
Yep.
cyborg, and you got like what I mean, the
Yep.
wall running, and like you're fighting robots. You can play as a robot,
Yep.
uh, that sort of thing. And then you had like Advanced Warfare with the exosuits. You had Hardline, which wasn't even a military shooter; it was a cops and robbers game.
Hmm.
And then you got Battlefront, which is not that's Star Wars military.
Yeah.
Um, where
I
are
think. I
our
think it's.
standard military shooters, and why aren't we seeing them? And is it because of fatigue? Like, are we sick of them, or because to be honest, Battlefield 4, going back to that, that was kind of a breath of fresh air. I was like, I forgot what this is
Mm.
like to play a game that's not in space or not, altered reality. This is the military.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think that like it depends on the trend of the company a lot as well, because I think any military shooter of any sort of era or like, based in reality or whatever can completely succeed, you know. Uh, I think it just depends on like the direction the developer takes and stuff like that, um, and how they handle that. Because like if we look, just specifically at Call of Duty, just like
Mm-hmm.
exclusively at Call of Duty right now, we can see that they're trying to change because they're such a yearly release now. They like
They're
they're
trying to
they're
change the
they're
formula.
forcing their hand. Like they have to. They can't do the same thing over and over again. They can try, but like and the thing is also that's weird about Call of Duty is
But
that no matter
like,
how much it changes, the more it stays the same. Do you get what I'm
but
trying
like,
to
here's the
say?
thing. Yeah, no, I get it. But like, the thing is that we haven't actually had a military Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3. We haven't
Yeah, no,
go
you're
like
right. Yeah.
everything since then has been future set with like made up weapons.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. I mean, like Black Ops was like kind of,
Black
you
Ops
know,
2, no, Black Ops 2 was future though,
it was
wasn't it?
Uh, yeah, I think yes.
It
No,
was,
no, no,
dude.
no,
It
no,
had
no,
those
no.
little, it
It
had those
was, but
freaking
like
robot walkers.
Black Ops 2 was like, yeah, no, that was like the most non-future of the future, games. I think that was like you're at the fucking borderline right now of going into the future
Yeah,
games.
I think
But
Ghost was future.
beyond that point, yeah, and yeah, yeah. But like my point is just like it, Call of Duty is always, no matter how much they try to change, it always somehow feels like a Call of Duty game, the same product.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really have a lot of, you know, leeway unless they like make some seriously radically different changes and
Civil
things.
War.
Because like it'll never be like, you look at, Battlefield, and Battlefield's like a radically different military shooter than Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like you know what I'm saying? Like Call of Duty always has this certain, very Call of Duty
Well, no, and that's not what
about
I'm
it, you
trying to
know?
say. I'm not even saying like it differences in gameplay. I'm saying
Oh
difference
yeah.
in the fact that at the end of the day, though, dude, you're not playing you're not playing military necessarily. You're playing like a robot or like an exosuit or something. And with that comes different sort of gameplay. Like, and I've been outside of Call of Duty or Battlefield. Look at a lot of different shooters. Titanfall's obviously not a military shooter, like in the sense that you're playing as like the army. Halo, which I mean that Halo's been around for freaking almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
15, 20 years. But then like a Battlefront, like I said previously, Destiny, games that aren't military. The last like full-fledged military,
I
like
feel
this,
like
this is the military. Was
I mean,
like Warfighter, when Warfighters like sucked.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
So is it that companies are afraid to do the military? Do they think it's been like
no,
overdone?
I don't think that they're. I think they're just trying to find, they need to find new ways to keep it fresh without doing something that is like this futuristic. Like, let's just go into the future. You know what I'm saying?
But that is what they're doing, though. Is they're
I
just
know,
saying,
but
let's
like,
go into the future.
I don't think they need. I don't think they need to do that. I think they need to find other more interesting ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? They need to find more, other, interesting
Other ways to innovate.
Yeah. And like, I mean, like Battlefield has its own kind of, thing it's been doing, where it's like every release is like this kind of Levolution type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that honestly, the Cops and Robbers one was that Hardline. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was, well, hey, wasn't that not done by DICE? Wasn't that done by someone
No, it was
else?
Visceral.
Yeah. So that's kind of weird. And then also, I feel like it was also just a cash grab, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was okay. Like, the beta was fun, I guess. It was fun.
And it's like, all right, yeah, I mean, like, I guess, like, props for, like, trying to think of, like, sorry, an idea that's, like, not usually done.
But, like, here's the thing, man. It's like, I remember when we were playing that beta and we were talking about the fact that, okay, so they're saying, like, oh, Cops and Robbers, right? Mm-hmm. The game still felt like Battlefield. I was still blowing shit up with grenade launchers and, like,
that's true. RPGs, yeah.
And I had helicopters and stuff and, like, armored cars. And it was like, okay, so why are you doing this? This feels more like a military than it does Cops and Robbers. Like, why didn't you just make it a military game? You know what I mean? Because they keep the same mechanics. They keep the same mechanics. And, like,
it's just, I guess... I don't know, it's like a reskin, sort of. Again, that kind of falls back on the whole, I feel like it was a cash grab,
Mm-hmm. So do you think we should start, not we, I mean, because we're not
like, if I was a game developer, all right, I don't know, I gotta think about this for a second. If I was a game developer and I was going to do a military shooter, I think there's a lot of, I think what they need to do is they need to nail down, like, I don't know, it's, this is kind of hard to say. I don't know. I'm like, also like trying to think about like, cause like I'm thinking about Rainbow Six Vegas and stuff like that too. And the Tom Clancy series,
Siege, I mean, I guess Siege in general, like Siege is one coming out that I guess is
Siege is a modern, and it's like, no matter how much, like, okay, I feel like Siege is kind of getting shit on right now a little bit. It's getting a little bit of shit because Ubisoft is the publisher, right?
Well, and the game itself just isn't that fun, I guess. They just said it's not that fun.
Okay, that's the thing where I'm confused, because there's people who have been playing it online in the alpha or whatever that really are enjoying it. So I was confused because the main complaint I'm seeing is everyone's watching, like, I know like IGN posted like alpha footage or something like that, and everyone's all like, oh, this looks boring because the players are playing like shit, you know what I'm saying? Or because
I mean,
the
here's
graphics
the thing,
are bad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what I guess we're getting at is we get a little bit of pluralism here then. Because on one hand, we're sitting here like it's pluralism from the consumer standpoint, because consumers say, oh, COD and Battlefield put out the same game every year, like we're sick of military shooters, you know what I mean? And so now for the last couple of years, we haven't been getting military shooters. We've been getting future shooters and like space shooters and stuff, and people say, well, we want more military shooters. So they put out a military shooter, but that is now being compared to the ones where you can, boost around and jump really high and shoot lasers out of your eyes and shit. And people are like, oh, well, this is boring. This is like, you know what I mean? This is not...
I don't know. I mean, like, I still go back to Rainbow Six Vegas 2 so often because it had just, like, I don't know, it had some of the most addictingly fun gameplay ever. Like, me and Nolan, whenever he comes over, we still just sit down and play Rainbow Six Vegas 2 all the time, you know? And like the graphics aren't that great on that game.
That doesn't matter. I mean, it's old too.
Yeah, it's old, and like the graphics aren't that great or whatever. But like, it's so much fun, you know. And I think it just has a formula that really works. And so I don't really know. I mean, I feel like it's like someone can make a very successful modern military shooter. I just feel like you have to nail a certain, you know,
certain aspects.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that make it entertaining.
I mean, like, we're not talking like Arma, right? Like Arma 2, Arma 3, whatever, which is like a military simulator. So you sit.
Yeah, that's a little.
Sit for like 30 minutes waiting for somebody to come by.
Yeah, a little different of a. That's a different type of game.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking just in military. You know, like
I feel like Battlefield's appealing because of every time they amp up the levolution. I don't really want to use that term because
maybe that's what it is.
But no, I know the destruction, the levolution,
the levolution.
Yeah, no, they amp that up. They amp up the map size, the map detail, the amount of players in it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, it blew my mind when they were like 64 players, you know, in a game. It was
on Hardline supported 66.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's like holy shit, you know. I mean, like that's fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, and it plays well too. I mean, I know that I guess initial launch was kind of shaky, but it plays great.
Well, that being said, to be honest with you, dude, it really wasn't on PS4. Like I had no problem.
I mean,
I had problems.
It's just from what I heard.
I had technical problems with the campaign. Like it kept deleting my freaking save file. But I'm talking about multiplayer was fine. I didn't really.
Yeah.
It was PC, but we don't mess with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like PC gets shafted sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like with Batman and stuff.
So what do you think, Denny? Do you think they should start trying to move towards?
I think they should just keep trying.
Okay, next Call of Duty. Do we get Advanced Warfare 2, or do you think that we should start trying to return to maybe
if they do
World War II or Vietnam, or at least modern warfare?
If they do any of that, they need to make it more interesting in other ways. You know what I'm saying?
Not just falling back on this.
Not just like, because like Future just is like. It's not like a cop-out, but it's just like it's still very much like a campaign with levels and Call of Duty set pieces and characters, and you do some shit and you shoot some bad guys, and it's all well and good in the end, you know? And it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just that's just a little bit, you know, just overdone. Like at the very fucking least, like props to fucking, what was it, Black Ops 2, for actually doing like a branching storyline where you can make decisions in the campaign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and
like,
yeah, seriously.
Know, props to that.
I've been telling people, cool, I still think the Black Ops is within the series, within the mini series, within the Call of Duty series. I think Black Ops has been consistently the strongest. I'm interested to see where Black Ops 3 goes. Like, just because I like the Black Ops franchise over like Advanced. I never really like Modern Warfare. I like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, and then the other two, I didn't like Modern Warfare 2, which is like a non-popular opinion, but like I didn't, and I hated 3. I don't like Ghosts. Advanced Warfare was like okay, but I think Black Ops is a consistently strong, because like Treyarch innovates with them. Like I'll be honest, like within the Call of Duty realm, they try to at least innovate the series with story and gameplay mechanics and things like that, and marrying like that, giving that Call of Duty feel, while still being able to push the boundaries a little bit. So we'll see how Black Ops 3 goes. But I mean, for one, I think we do need a little bit of I respect getting variety, right? I respect that we've been getting variety within.
Breathe some life into the genre. I mean, like,
yeah.
I don't want to say that, like, I don't really also want to classify, because I was going to bring up Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, but like,
no, dude, that's not like a military shooter though. It's not. I
mean, like, at its core fundamental, I feel like,
at its core fundamental, it's a stealth game.
It's kind of a military. It's a stealth military shooter.
It's a stealth infiltration game that has military elements. It's not it's not a military game, but you do see from that it has those military elements that people really enjoyed. Like having realistic type of, like, I mean, you have like the Hand of Jehudi and stuff, but then you also have like realistic, MRS4 and stuff like that people really enjoyed, and I agree. Breathe new life into it. I respect companies for trying things new, right? Trying to innovate within the genre, like give us the future Black Ops and Titanfall, and like Homefront: The Revolution is even giving a spin on Homefront.
Yeah, no, see, that's awesome. That's a really good example right there, I think. Homefront is, for all intents and purposes, a modern military shooter, you know?
Well, no, this new one. Okay, so no, this I don't know if you see how much this new one is looking like. It's going to almost be more like Far Cry. It's like an open world, like it has missions and stuff. But like what I'm saying is,
I mean, like then again, it's
been a while. It's been since Battlefield 4. It's been since Battlefield 4 that we've even had an announcement of an out and out. This is a first-person shooter that is set in the military with no weird future things. It's just the military. It's just you're the U.S. Army or the whatever army, you know. I don't see U.S. Army, and you're fighting the bad guys, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Which does not. I'm not trying. It doesn't make for like the best campaigns. Like the only campaign really that I can think of in recent memory that was a military shooter that had like a phenomenal campaign was like Spec Ops: The Line. I
like that game a lot. I enjoyed that game.
Yeah. Well, because that messed with like psychological stuff and everything.
I mean, it was well.
No, but what I'm saying is mechanics, games with mechanics that have just a military shooter background. I think it's time we get another one, dude, because it's been a lot of this trying something new thing, which, like I said, I respect. I'm not saying don't innovate, but you can innovate within a genre and you can innovate within a subgenre. You don't have it's not like, well, we have to make it set in 3035, you know, in order to make it a different thing. You can do something different or something new or something even just updated within the confines of the military shooter. That's what I think, because I enjoy a good military shooter right now. And like I said, I love Battlefield 4. That is such a good, mechanically sound game. And that showed they didn't need to do like you have drones shooting out of your hands like in Advanced Warfare to have a good, fun, new experience, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, bring him on.
It's a little difficult of a subject to talk about, you know.
Well, it is, you know, it's like you get into those terminologies that we argue about so much just in our past podcasts, like what defines a military shooter, that kind of thing. But basically what we're both, I think, getting at and can conclude is the fact that we just, regardless of if it's a first-person shooter, a first-person action adventure, third-person, whatever, we haven't been getting a lot of military-themed games. We just haven't. That are like within reality. I'm saying, like, not, you know. And I think it's time. I think it's time to get a little bit, and I honestly think it's due. I honestly do, dude, because people. I don't know if you read a lot of comments and stuff, but people have honestly been commenting on the fact that there's been a lack. There's been a lack of that, you know. So,
I mean, here's the thing that I think is kind of interesting, is that, you know, the next Call of Duty that comes out after this one, they have to do something interesting. Like, they have to. They're at the end of their fucking rope with this future thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I don't really.
The future thing, the future lifespan is like you're running out, man. Like you're out of it. They have to do something real.
They're getting outdone on that. Like, say what you will, but Destiny nails at least gunplay and stuff of like a space sci-fi kind of thing. Titanfall does the future boosting around type thing a lot better than Call of Duty does, and it's. Yeah, I agree. I think they need to return. I think they need to return to what made that such a staple franchise, which is World War II. But I've been saying that forever. A lot of people try to disagree, but I'm like, no, just go. I would really, really love if they would just take up World War II.
I don't really care what they do. I just want to see them do something.
Yeah,
not future, not
Me too.
Stop with the future, man.
Well,
future.
Hey, you know I bang future though.
Okay.
Where your ass was at.
Yeah.